Hello, dear one. Come, sit with me for a moment. I want to tell you a little story, something you won't find in the newspapers or even in those fancy books on happiness. This is from an old woman's heart. These are things I've learned not from school, but from life itself, lessons carved into my soul through years of joy, tears, trials, and triumphs. I've watched decades pass, seen friends come and go, and tasted both the sweetness and bitterness of life. And through it all, I've come to believe one thing with all my heart. Happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you build, moment by moment, choice by choice, thought by thought. So if your bones are a little tired, if your heart has carried its share of burdens, lean in close. I have something just for you. Let me tell you how to be happy, always. 1. You are not alone. Everyone has problems. Let me tell you about a neighbor I once had. Her name was Miriam, elegant, graceful, always dressed just so. To the outside world, she seemed to float through life without a single wrinkle of trouble. One day, over tea, she let it slip. Her son had stopped talking to her. Her husband had long passed, and though she smiled often, she cried herself to sleep many nights. We all do. Here's what I've learned after 70+ years on this earth. Nobody, absolutely nobody, is living a problem-free life. You may walk past someone with a cheerful grin or watch someone on TV with a beautiful home and a perfect smile. But behind closed doors, they battle their own storms. It's easy to feel like our burdens are heavier than others, that somehow we've been singled out for sadness. But the truth is, pain is universal. It's the thread that weaves all human hearts together. So if you woke up this morning with a worry on your mind, don't feel defeated. Instead, find comfort in knowing you are not broken. You are just human, and you are never alone. Let it settle. Sometimes just knowing that others hurt too makes our own burden a little lighter. You don't have to carry it all by yourself. Talk to someone, share your heart, or simply sit with the stillness and whisper, others feel this too. I'm not alone. That little act of connection, that's where healing begins. That's where happiness starts to sneak back in. 2. Challenges are a sign of life. Do you know the only person who has no problems? A dead man. As long as there is breath in your lungs and a heartbeat in your chest, you will face challenges. That's not a punishment. That's proof that you are still alive. Let me share a small story from my own kitchen. Years ago, I tried baking bread from scratch for the first time. The dough was stubborn. It refused to rise. I cried over that bread as if it were a broken dream. But later that night, my grandson came to me and said, "Grandma, even your bad bread smells like love." Life is like that. Things will go wrong. People will hurt you. Dreams will fall apart. But that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're growing. Every wrinkle on my face came with a lesson. Every gray hair is a memory earned. And you, my dear, have your own badges of survival. Wear them proudly. Don't wish your challenges away. Instead, ask yourself what they are trying to teach you. Maybe they're shaping your patience, or softening your anger, or stretching your resilience like muscles that haven't been used in a while. When you look back on life, it won't be the easy days you remember. It will be the days you survived. The ones where you almost gave up, but didn't. That's where your story is. That's where joy takes root. 3. Every problem has a solution, or a lesson. You may not believe this right now, but it's true. There is no problem in this world that doesn't have a solution. Sometimes that solution is clear, like medicine for a pain. Other times the solution is simply time, or letting go. But there's always a way forward, even if it's not the way you expected. I remember when I lost my husband. It felt like the sun had fallen out of the sky. I didn't know how to live without him. For weeks, I stayed in bed. I stopped cooking. I stopped singing. And then one morning, I heard the laughter of children playing outside my window, and something in me stirred. A tiny voice said, "Life is still happening, and you're still part of it." That moment didn't erase my grief, but it opened the door to healing. Sometimes you don't need a solution to feel better. Sometimes you need perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? Is there something this challenge is teaching me? Can I approach this differently, more gently? more patiently. You'll find that many of life's problems are not walls but doors. All they ask is that you try a different key. And if you truly can't fix something, let it go. Some of the greatest peace comes not from solving a problem, but from releasing it. You are not a machine. You don't have to hold every broken thing together. Sometimes happiness is saying, "This is out of my hands. I'll do what I can, and then I'll rest." 4. Picture yourself as beautiful because you are. Let me tell you a secret that took me too many years to learn. The way you see yourself becomes your reality. If you think of yourself as weak, you'll feel weak. If you think of yourself as unloved, the world will seem cold. But if you look in the mirror and whisper, "I am enough," something magical happens. You begin to believe it. I used to stand in front of my mirror and sigh at the lines on my face. I'd tug at my arms or hide my smile. But one day my great-granddaughter pointed at my hands and said, "Grandma, your hands are soft like hugs." That's when I realized these hands have cooked, cleaned, held, loved, worked and created. They are not something to hide. They are a masterpiece. So are yours. Let go of that low self-esteem. Release the old voices that told you that you weren't smart enough, rich enough, pretty enough. They were wrong. You are not just enough. You are exactly who you were meant to be. And if you're struggling to believe that right now, try this. Every morning, look into your reflection and say one kind thing about yourself. Start with something small. I am patient. I have survived. I still smile, even after all I've faced. Do this every day, like watering a flower. Soon, that little seed of self-love will bloom into something bright and beautiful. You deserve happiness, but more than that, you deserve to know you're worthy of it. If these words are touching your heart, I invite you to take a moment to share this message with someone who may need it. Maybe a friend, a neighbor, or someone in your family who's quietly carrying the weight of life. Let them know they're not alone. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. This channel is a cozy corner of comfort and wisdom, just like Grandma's kitchen. We still have more to talk about. The journey to happiness doesn't end here. Let me tell you more. From my heart to yours. 5. Don't let their words define you. One of the saddest things I've seen in this life is how easily people let others steal their peace. All it takes is one careless comment. "You're too old for that. Why are you dressed like that? Didn't you used to be smarter, stronger, better?" And suddenly, you shrink. You doubt yourself. But let me tell you something that took me nearly half a century to fully understand. Most people don't speak from truth. They speak from pain. Sad people want others to feel sad too. People who are broken inside often try to break others. And those who belittle, they usually feel small themselves. So, my dear, do not hand your joy over to someone else's bitterness. Years ago, I had a neighbor who mocked me for talking to my plants. "Crazy old woman," he'd mutter as he passed. For a while, I stopped. I even felt embarrassed. But one morning, I caught a little boy watching me. He said, "I like how you talk to them. It makes them feel loved, I think." Out of the mouths of babes. Don't silence your joy to please someone else's misery. Don't change your colors to fit someone else's gray. What others say about you is their opinion. What you believe about yourself is your truth. Next time someone tries to put you down, smile gently. In your heart say, "I am not your sadness," and move on. You have a life to live, joy to feel, and no time to waste proving yourself to people who cannot see your worth. 6. Choose friends who water your soul. When I was younger, I thought friendship was about proximity, who you lived near, worked with, or saw every day. But now, I know. True friendship is not about frequency, it's about energy. The people you keep close should make you feel safe. They should lift your spirits, not weigh down your soul. They should listen, not judge. Smile with you, not at you. And if they laugh, let it be laughter that warms, not wounds. I once had a friend who always found something to criticize. "Why are you wearing that color? That recipe didn't turn out quite right, did it?" At first, I brushed it off, but over time I began to doubt myself. I started avoiding her, and I blamed myself for being sensitive. Then one day, I met another friend, Evelyn. She would smile and say things like, "Your soup tastes like home," or "That dress makes you glow." She made me want to be better. Not because I felt lacking, but because I felt loved. That's what good people do. They shine light into your dark places. So, if you're surrounded by people who make you question your worth, it's okay to walk away. You are not obligated to keep toxic company just because of history. Seek out those who make your spirit feel full. You don't need many, just a few kind souls who clap for your joy and sit with you in silence when you're low. And if you haven't found those people yet, be that person for someone else. The kindness you give will echo back to you. 7. Let hobbies heal you. There's a kind of magic in doing something just for the joy of it. In today's world, it feels like everything must have a purpose. Cook to feed, read to learn, move to burn calories, work to earn. But what about just being? One of the greatest secrets to lifelong happiness is this. Find things that make your soul smile and do them often. Do you love gardening? Plant a seed, even if it's just in a pot by the window. Do you enjoy knitting? Let your hands remember the rhythm. Do you love stories? Read a book, or better yet, write one. I took up painting in my 60s. I was no Picasso, believe me. But each stroke of the brush quieted my thoughts. Each swirl of colour made me feel alive again. You don't need to be good at your hobby. You just need to love it. Let your hobbies be your therapy. Let them anchor you when the world feels too fast, too loud, too harsh. If you don't know where to start, ask yourself this. What did I love as a child, before the world told me I had to be productive? Go back there. Start small. And here's the thing, darling. When your hands are busy with joy, your heart starts to heal without even trying. Don't be intimidated by wealth. Life is always changing. Now, listen closely, because this one is important. Do not let anyone make you feel small because of what you don't have. Money can build houses, but it can't build character. It can buy jewelry, but not joy. And trust me, it can vanish quickly. I've seen rich men become poor. I've seen humble women become queens of their own lives. Change is the only constant in this world. So if you're comparing your life to someone else's, stop. Their season is not your season. Their blessings do not subtract from yours. I remember a woman I once knew, Esther. She was married to a successful businessman. She had a beautiful house, fancy clothes, and traveled every month. But one day her husband left. Her friends vanished. She had never learned how to manage life on her own. At the same time, my friend Dolores, who never had more than a simple cottage and a second-hand coat, was thriving. Her garden bloomed, her laughter was full, her heart was at peace. Because she never let someone else's riches intimidate her. She said to me once, "I may not have diamonds, but I sleep soundly at night. That's wealth too." And it is. Your worth is not your bank account. Your value is not measured by your car, your home, or your clothes. You are not less than anyone else. You are rich in your own way. So when someone tries to impress or belittle you with material things, smile kindly. Let them chase what they want. You're busy living a soul-rich life. And remember, even if you're struggling now, change is always just around the corner. Don't lose hope. These final thoughts are close to my heart. They're not just advice, they are my lived truth. And I hope they settle deep inside your soul, where the quiet voice of wisdom lives. 9. Don't give up. Try one more time. I don't know what pain you've faced in life, but I know this. If you're still breathing, your story isn't over. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've been knocked down more times than you can count. Maybe you feel like life has passed you by, and all that's left are memories of what could have been. But let me tell you something powerful. Every new morning is a new chance. You are not too old, it is not too late, and you are not done. I want to tell you a little story about my friend Helen. She was 72 when her husband passed, and her children lived far away. She thought she'd live the rest of her days alone, in a quiet little apartment with a cup of tea and memories. But one day, She saw a flyer at the grocery store for a local singing group. Voices of the Silver Years, it said. She hadn't sung in decades. She almost threw it away, but something in her whispered, "Try just once more." She joined, and it changed her life. She made new friends. She sang every Thursday. She found laughter again. And do you know what she told me? If I had given in to the sadness, I would have missed this beautiful chapter. That's what I want for you. Don't give up. Try again. Try something new. Try something old that used to make your heart dance. Try smiling even when you don't feel like it. Try forgiving. Try starting over. Sometimes, joy comes not because life gets easier, but because you didn't quit. 10. Be prayerful. Always connect to something higher. Now this one, my dear, is the deepest root of my joy. Be prayerful. I don't just mean religious. I mean spiritual. I mean quiet. I mean connected. Talk to God. Talk to the universe. Talk to the deep, still part of yourself, where the storms settle and peace rises. When I was young, I prayed because I was told to. When I grew older, I prayed because I had to. There were days I had nothing left, no answers, no strength, no plan. And so I would sit by the window, fold my hands and whisper, "Help me, hold me, show me the way." And every time, something shifted. Not always the situation, but always me. Prayer is not magic. It is not a wish list. It is the act of surrender, of remembering that we are not alone. You don't have to kneel. You don't need fancy words. Just speak from your heart, or sit in silence and listen. Let the wind speak. Let the morning light speak. Let the stillness speak. Because often, the answers we seek are already within us, waiting for the noise to quiet down. So, pray when you wake. Pray when you're afraid. Pray when you're grateful. Pray without reason, simply because your soul needs the conversation. And believe this, no prayer is wasted. No whisper goes unheard. 11. Take courage. Life is risk, and you are brave. You're stronger than you know. I've seen people lose everything. Health, love, money, dreams, and still find the strength to smile at a sunrise or laugh at an old memory. Because deep inside all of us is something wild and brave. And if you want to be truly happy, not just comfortable, not just safe, but deeply alive, you must take risks. Life is risk, and you are brave. Start something new. Speak your truth. Move to a new place. Learn a new skill. Tell someone you love them. Forgive someone who hurt you. Ask for help. I know it's scary, but fear is not the enemy. Stillness is. Do you know the people who age with joy? It's not the ones who played it safe. It's the ones who kept moving, kept learning, kept loving, even when it hurt. I remember once, in my late 60s, I was invited to speak at a local community event. Me, a simple grandmother with nothing but stories. I almost said no, but my granddaughter said to me, "Grandma, what if just one person needs to hear what you have to say?" So I went, and afterward a woman hugged me with tears in her eyes. "You helped me decide to live again," she whispered. That one risk, that trembling yes, changed her life and mine. So, dear one, don't be afraid to go for what you want. Not everything will work out the way you imagine, but something beautiful always grows from courage. Say yes, say now, say why not. Your soul didn't come here to hide, it came here to shine. Now, as we come to the end of this journey together, let me leave you with this. Happiness isn't some far-off destination. It isn't reserved for the rich, the young, or the lucky. Happiness is built, choice by choice, moment by moment. It's sitting with the pain, but still believing in peace. It's being kind to yourself on hard days. It's laughing anyway, loving anyway, hoping anyway. You've made it this far. You've weathered storms. You've loved and lost and loved again. And here you are, still standing, still listening, still learning. So take these words from Grandma and tuck them close to your heart. You're not alone. You're stronger than you think. Joy still belongs to you, and it's never too late to be happy again. If you ever forget, come back here. Sit with me, let's talk again, and never stop believing in the beauty of your story, because I believe in you, with all my heart. Love, Grandma. If this message touched your heart, don't let it end here. Share this video with someone who needs a little hope. Subscribe to this channel for more warm, healing stories. always from the heart. Tell me in the comments, which part spoke to you most? And remember, the happiest people aren't those with perfect lives. They're the ones who choose gratitude, kindness, and courage again and again.